Kitco Mining's special coverage of the Deutsche Goldmesse is brought to you by Faraday Copper.
Heliostar Metals plans to grow its Unga project to between 1 to 5 million ounces. The CEO is Charles Funk. Charles, welcome to Kitco.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about the Unga project. Where is it located?
So the Unga project's in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. Quite a unique location for a lot of people, but it's a big project that was Alaska's first underground gold mine.
Now, I think you get this question often, but how do you access it and what is the infrastructure there?
Yeah, so the infrastructure is surprisingly good. You can fly down from Anchorage, it's about a 2.5 hour flight. There's a town on the project, there's an airstrip that you can land a 737 on. So surprisingly easy to get to Unga.
Talk about that 1 to 5 million ounce. Why is that important? Why is that a goal?
Yeah, so my background was business development for major mining companies like Newcrest, and you realise that that hurdle is a tier 1 gold deposit. So when we started Heliostar, we wanted the kind of projects that can deliver tier 1 gold projects, and so not many projects have that potential. And so when you find one like Unga, you work pretty hard to unlock it.
Well, take us up. What's the work to date? Where are you?
So Heliostar was formed in 2020 and we got underway at the end of that year and then did a follow-up drill program in 2021. We've drilled as many metres on the project as it's seen in its history prior to Heliostar. It's kind of a forgotten project that already has a 384,000 ounce resource at spectacularly high grade, 13.8 grams per tonne, but it's a district that's going to grow and we think can get a lot bigger.
Any parallels with it? Any types of mines that people would consider it similar to?
Yeah, so I think the clearest analogue is the project I last worked on, which is Vizsla Silver's Panuco project. So I led that discovery. Geologically, they're the same. Difference is this is high-grade gold, whereas that was high-grade silver, but same kind of veins, same formation.
Charles, since you brought it up, maybe talk about Vizsla Silver.
Yeah, so I'm a director of Vizsla Silver and I had the good fortune to be the VPX who led that discovery nearly 18 months ago now. So the project's going from strength to strength. It's about to have another resource update come out. But the keys to that back when we were thinking about what it could become was big district, mineralisation everywhere, hadn't been well explored. And we see that exact parallel at Unga. We're basically at the start of that same journey where you get these big districts and it can take a little bit of time, but once you find the code to unlock these, they can become very significant deposits.
Now, was Unga a mine in the past? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so it's got this great history. In the late 1890s, it went into production. The mine was called Apollo. It had the first railway line in Alaska. There was a town on Unga called Unga. And so they produced about 100,000 ounces at about 10 to 15 gram gold grade. And they didn't stop mining in the 20s because they ran out of gold. They stopped because as they got deeper, they started getting base metals with the gold and they couldn't recover that. So one of our best targets that we got holes like 3 metres at 3 ounces gold from last year is the continuation of that old mine.
If you build a mine there, what's power? How would it be built?
Yeah, from what we see today, it's likely to be a high-grade underground gold mine, and so you can power that just conventionally with diesel, as happens a lot. But the world's changing rapidly. I think there's a lot more modular power options coming, but conventional gold mine was the likely scenario, high-grade underground.
Do you have any neighbors? Is there anybody close by? I mean, Western Alaska, there's certainly been a lot of miners that have come to the fore.
Yeah, but not in the peninsula. High Gold would probably be the closest company in their Johnson Tract project. But it's incredible to think, you think of that Ring of Fire and all the famous deposits around it. This is a part of it that hasn't been well explored, and it has projects like Unga sitting there.
Are you funded?
We'll probably have to top up for the scale of the program we want, but we did complete a capital raise in June, July, and that lets us get underway. The nice thing about this project is it's not cold, frozen, short field season. It has weather more like Seattle or Vancouver. So we plan to get underway in March next year.
Charles, what's your milestones over the next 12 months?
So we're going to get back underway early next year. We've got to follow up on all the open gold intercepts we have. One of the unique things about Unga is we've got so many open economic gold intercepts. There's at least 4 from the drilling in 2021 alone. And so we'll start with that, and then we'll test some new targets. And then what we plan to do is use that momentum to get the results back from those step-out hits, and hopefully I think that'll turn into resource drilling, with the goal of our first goal is a 1 million ounce target.
What's the size of the drill program that you're going to be doing, and also what's the length of the season?
So the great thing about what we can do now is we've turned Unga for the first time in its history into a year-round project. So we can start when we want, we can finish when we want. We're not constrained by a season, which is quite unusual for an explorer in Alaska. So we'll start with a sort of 3,000 to 5,000 metre program, and I think if the market helps us, we'll grow from there.
And news results you'll have?
Exactly. So by getting underway earlier than anyone else is in Alaska or even northern Canada, we'll get results before anyone else, and so we should be able to get momentum before most people can in this part of the world.
Charles, thanks for speaking with Kitco.
Thank you.
My name is Michael McRae with Kitco Mining here at Deutsche Goldmesse in Frankfurt.
Kitco Mining's special coverage of the Deutsche Goldmesse is brought to you by Faraday Copper.